Hey everyone, this is the Bearded Guitarist. Welcome to this new video. Today we are going to check out an exercise that you can use to build your practice routine on guitar or just for noodling. The exercise has only 3 dreamy chords and it sounds like this. Alright guys, so just before we get started, consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here. And now we are ready to start with this lesson. So the 3 chords that I'm using are E minor, D major and C major. The positions that I'm using for these 3 chords involve only 3 fingers each. So for the E minor, I'm playing the first finger on the 7th fret of the A string, then I'm playing the ring finger on the 9th fret of the D string and the 2nd finger on the 8th fret of the B string. Then when I move to D major, I place my first finger on the 5th fret of the A string, then I use my 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the D string and my little finger on the 7th fret of the B string. Then I take this position and I move it 2 frets back to play the C major, so first finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, ring finger on the 5th of the D and little finger on the 5th of the B string. These positions are triads. Usually you know the triads built with the root notes, the major 3rd and the 5th in this order, and this is exactly the same, just switching the position of the 3rd and the 5th. It's called spread voicing, so it's gonna be root note, 5th and then the 3rd on top. Obviously it's a minor 3rd for the E minor and it's a major 3rd for the D and the C. So these are the positions that we are playing, and on the right hand I'm using so far only 3 fingers, the thumb on the A string, the index on the D string and then the ring finger on the B string. So far I'm not using the middle finger, but later on we are going to use the middle finger on the G string. So you should grab the strings in this way, thumb and then on the A string and then 3 fingers, index, middle and ring fingers on the D, G and B strings, and for now we are not going to use the middle finger. So you can start just practicing these 3 chords using 3 notes each, like. Just arpeggiating them. Once you are on the C, what I was playing most of the times was the thumb by itself first, and then the index and the ring fingers on the D and B strings together, and I slide my position to D without hitting the strings on the D again, like. So you hear the sound of the D just because you slide from C to D. Once you're comfortable with that, this should sound like. Okay, so feel free to do your own variation. For example, now on the C, rather than playing the second time the 3 notes separately, I play them together just before playing the usual thumb and 2 fingers before sliding to D. Then, once you are comfortable with that, you can try to introduce the middle finger as well on the G string. So all the chords are going to share the open G string, and they sound very dreamy when you do so. Alright, so obviously on the E minor we are adding the minor 3rd again as an open string. On the D we are going to add the 4th, and on the C we are going to add the 5th. For the pattern with the G string, I would recommend to start with the thumb on the A string, the index on the D, and then simultaneously you can play middle finger and ring finger on the G and B strings, like this. So, then you move, and you do the same on the D, same on the D, on the C, and then as usual. But this time, this slide will involve the G string as well. And as usual now the strings together, and usual slide. Okay, so this is just another variation. This rather than this. If then you want to create a variation using the 4 fingers separately, then you can try to play something like this. So what am I playing here? I'm playing thumb, index, middle and ring fingers, 1 for each string separately, like 1, 2, 3 and 4 notes, then I move to the D and I do the same, then to the C, I do the same and usual slide. Alright, so obviously feel free to create your own pattern on the picking hand and also to add any other chord that you feel like that could match this chord progression with E minor, D and C. I'm gonna show you now a few chords that you could consider using. For example, you could move the major position that you use for the C and the D to the 10th fret with the first finger, playing the G major in this way, which is a beautiful chord that you can use. For example, you can play or you can start from E minor, going to G, then C and D, E minor, G, C, and you can stop here on the C, for example. Other chords that you might want to use if you want to go lower rather than higher are the B minor, with the same shape as the E minor, just with the first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. And if you want to play a chord that I'm sure most of you already know, you can also use the A minor. So the A minor, when it's played with the open A, 2nd fret on the D and 1st fret on the B, it's nothing else than a triad again, but in spread voicing. And if you use the open G, then you're playing an A minor 7. So for example, after your basic progression, you can go to B minor, A minor, again to B minor, and stop on a C. Or create your usual slide and start again. So feel free to experiment and create your own exercise, your own pattern. Most of the times on the E minor, I was also playing with my thumb, rather than only the A string with the E here, also the open E together, like, because it sounds a little bit lower and you use 2 octaves of this E. And it sounds good to me. Okay, it's just the thumb that hits 2 strings at the same time in order to play the bass on the E. Alright, I hope that this lesson will inspire you to create your own pattern, your own exercise using these dreamy chords. It sounds very good to me and I hope that you will have a lot of fun with it. If you have any questions about these chords or this pattern, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel and hit the bell button to be notified when I release my new videos. This was The Bearded Guitarist. Thanks for watching. See you next time.